Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel we post writing tips, unboxings, book hauls, book reviews and the occasional vlog. If you saw my last writing tips video, I did my top 10 favourite tropes. So today we're going to do my top 10 hated tropes. Again, if you didn't see my video on tropes versus cliches, the link is above. A trope is basically a cliche that you love, and a cliche is a trope that you hate. Now, today, these are technically cliches for me because they are tropes that I don't like, but I don't personally know if you guys like them or not. So if you agree with me, then they are cliches. If you disagree with me, then they are tropes. Before we get into my top 10 hated tropes, don't forget, if you like what you see, to subscribe to this channel. If you'd like to see as soon as I upload, click that little bell down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Your continuous support really helps this channel, so thank you guys so much. All right, let's dive in. Number 1, damsel in distress. I mean the stereotypical damsel who can't do anything for themselves is rescued by the handsome prince. Ugh, I'm so bored of this. It's so frustrating. I understand people needing help, makes complete sense. Things like a character helping another, I don't mind at all. Like the Princess and the Frog, they're both helping one another out. No one is necessarily a damsel. The new Tangled version, although she doesn't leave without him, she gets on fine by herself. Really, they just help each other out, and she ultimately saves his life in the end. That one is on the bar a little bit, but I don't mind it too much. But you get what I mean. I am so sick of a damsel in distress. Everyone needs help. But seriously, we don't need to wait for a prince. Number 2, black and white morality. So this is a general world building plot problem, and this is the idea that one side is totally and amazingly good, and the other side is completely and utterly, without a doubt, evil. If you've seen my 10 tropes that I love, you'll know why this one bothers me, because I personally love the grey characters, so having the perfectly good and the perfectly evil kind of just annoys me now. That being said, I won't hate a book or a movie if this is how it is, but I do much prefer it if both sides are questionable. Number 3, the lucky novice. How the hell does someone who has just started on their magical or fighting journey defeat a master of their craft, someone who has trained for beyond years to get to where they are today? No, seriously, I understand someone who has trained for quite a few years defeating someone who's trained for a little bit longer. Some of it is down to skill, but complete novice? Really? Number 4, the evil Overlord. So the evil Overlord is basically an evil character whose only purpose is to rule the world. That's as deep as it goes. They just want to totally rule, and that's the be all and end all. This links into the perfectly good versus the perfectly evil trope, because ultimately that's generally the scenarios that use this, and I'm just a bit bored of it. Number 5, the secret royal or billionaire. Right, so when I was younger, I think I used to really like this trope, and obviously, who doesn't want to just meet a billionaire and your life's done, or accidentally fall in love with a royal? It's so unbelievable. I know that sounds crazy coming from someone whose bookshelf is entirely full of fiction and fantasy and sci-fi and things that are not real at all. But there's a difference between something that is completely not real and something that is in the normal world and happened to this one lucky individual. Personally, for me, all this genre does is create this false hope or belief that this could happen to you and this would be something that would help your life. I don't think that's healthy. Personally, as I say, tropes are complete personal opinion, as are cliches. I just hate this one. Number 6, opening with a dream. There must be a better way to get across the information that your character is dreaming about. It's not always the worst, but I am kind of bored of seeing dream montages. Number 7, the Instal.ove. Love at first sight, in my opinion, is not a thing. Lust at first sight, definitely. We can all see someone amazingly attractive and go like, but it is not love. That is lust. There is a difference. So when you are reading a fantasy, fiction, romance, whatever you're into, and there is just this instant, they looked into each other's eyes and fell deeply in love. No, we don't do that. It's not real. I don't like it. Number 8, predator and prey. This is where you have normally a misogynistic man getting together with the virgin, totally good woman. Ultimately, this is just teaching people bad relationships. It is a predatory person going after someone who, for whatever reason, has exceptionally low self-esteem and is falling for the bad guy. Or vice versa. You have a narcissistic woman and this all-around good, nice guy trying to please someone who will never be pleased. It's not healthy or good for anyone to go with, so I don't want to read or see it. Because for me, that's promoting this behavior. Again, personal opinion. Some people like this and can separate from it. I just struggle to. Number 9, Prologues. If you are a subscriber to my channel or you've watched other videos of mine, you'll know prologues are just a pet peeve for me. If it cannot be said in the book, is it really necessary? Some prologues are okay, but my worst pet peeve with the trope of using a prologue is when it is a repeated scene from later in the book. Make your first chapter good. I shouldn't need to read what's going to happen later on to be invested in your book. I should be able to just start the book and be invested. And finally, number 10, reading the villain's point of view. Now, this is only in certain genres, but if you are going to write a book where the villain and your protagonist are going against each other, I don't want to read anything from that villain's point of view, because everything that they do should be a surprise. Yes, the protagonist can find them out from interrogating the villain's allies or from seeping into their mind. Anything like that, perfectly fine. But I don't want to kind of get to know the villain to the point of I'm in their normal everyday life and I'm seeing their decision-making process or learning about their next move against the protagonist. I want to be with that protagonist and for it to be happening to me as well. And that's it for the 10 tropes that I personally hate. Now, again, these are subjective. Comment down below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What are the ones you think I'm completely wrong on? Change my mind. Send me a really good book that fixes one of these problems, or a really good film which shows this in a good light. But for me, personally, they're overdone. They're not believable. I'm not into it. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to see as soon as I upload, click that little bell down below. You can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or Tumblr. I post general bookish pictures, as well as my writing tips and unboxings on there. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye!